GMGM, everyone. Welcome back to another Market Mates episode. It's good to be back with you guys. Twitter has finally fixed that issue. You no longer need to double post it, so that's juicy.
Has it?
Well, I don't know. Mine's showing up on my account. It's just not getting much engagement. Yeah, no, maybe it's slowly. Yeah, it's slowly running back. So yeah, it's back to working. Yesterday I noticed it was a double post, so I had to go and delete it. I was like, oh, so it is working again.
Oh, actually, I just got a notification. You went live and Market Mates went live. So that's good. Cool. We're back.
All right, we're back. All right. Well, I mean, the market's back too, guys. The market is just green, absolutely saturations of green everywhere. Really on brand, to be honest. Craig, back GM to you. How are you doing on this fine Thursday morning? Very windy up here. But how are you doing, mate?
Not too bad here. Yeah, look, I'm good, Greeny. Thank you. And GMG to all the viewers, thanks for pulling up today. Got the green lights going. I thought it was appropriate for the way I'm feeling today. Yeah, dude, woke up and saw Bitcoin. Could we call it pumping? Is pumping a word? Is that a pump? Or yeah, I guess it's a bit of a pump. 7%, I think you put in the headline. So I'll run off what you said. I haven't even measured it, but I'll take you verbatim. Yeah, 7%. Dude, feels good. I see the timeline getting pretty excited.
DMs, bro. DMs heating up. Oh, it's crazy.
And I'm trying not to zoom out and put a monthly up. I'm trying not to pop people's balloons today.
I literally okay, so dot is up 40% today, Craig.
That's actually outrageous. Didn't we just give that crap the other day on stream?
Yeah, we literally did just give it crap the other day.
We should probably fight ourselves for that, but
but I had a look, Craig. And it's still down 92%.
Yeah, so look, I don't want to be the I just, like I said, I was fighting myself on the timeline not to go zoom out like I'm dying, but we'll keep it positive in a way. But yeah, we can look at some levels later. But no, I'm good, dude. It's Thursday. We got some great combos with some potential partners later today, which is really exciting. So from a brand perspective, dude, I'm super stoked where we're headed. The quality of our streams, I think, is picking up nicely. We're kicking some ass, man. So on a personal level, I'm feeling great. Seeing this pump feels good. Seeing Ethereum up 13% is beautiful for my NFTs. Thank you, God. Please give me a pump. But now, how are you, my man? You sleep better last night than the night before?
Yeah, a little bit better. I still woke up. I think my body's still like, hey, you're used to waking up in the middle of the night now. So it's like, I woke up, I was like, oh, no. And to go back to sleep. So no, it's like,
I did a greenie. I was up at 5. It's bad, dude. It's no good. That is
huge.
But the green is fantastic. Sorry, I interrupted you, Greeny. How are you?
Yeah, man. No, I'm all right. I'm doing good. I built out the whole intermediate modules yesterday. Spent like 7 hours straight after the stream, just building that out. It was like, I was so locked in. I had old school music on and I was just like ready to rumble. So yeah, the GTG community is absolutely thriving with educational content for those that are curious about improving their market understanding. So that's basically what I spent my day doing yesterday. I was very much wrecked last night, so I didn't tweet too much and stuff as well. But the market's good. I will pledge myself to Claude over the next sort of couple of weeks as well and spend some time there and get back into more content for YouTube and Instagram and stuff now that I'm not focusing as much on GTG internals. There's still a little bit, obviously, that I want to focus on, but I'm just so hungry to help people in a bear market. Like my passion is education. I'm a qualified teacher. So naturally my goal is to, if there's less opportunities to trade, well, then there's more opportunities to learn, right? So that's the whole philosophy I've got inside the GTG community. So if you are interested, you can check it out, gtg.education. The link is down below too. But GM to everyone in the chat, hope everyone's doing good. Craig, I think we'll start. Yesterday we started with a little bit of a vetting process about some of my recent accuracy and why you guys should be plugging into our show every single day, because we've been so accurate now for about 3 years, coming up on 3 years later this year. Now Craig's going to plug his little effort of some of his recent calls just to show the validity of the show that we have here. So Craig, I'll pull up the first tweet here, and then we got a second tweet to follow up.
Yeah, so this is me selling a little bit more towards all-time high. Obviously, all-time high was about 126. I was scrambling this morning to find that tweet. I couldn't find it, so I can't claim it right now. When I find it, I'll bring it up. But anyway, this is good enough for now. So sort of my thought process here, sold a little bit more Bitcoin, 123,000, so bloody close to the top, man. Like that's as close as you're getting to the top. Honestly, 100%. Like if I know a couple of people out there might be like, I sold at 125. Yeah, it's like Who cares? But anyway, so like I say, there was a buy at 30K, pretty big buy of Bitcoin between 30 and about 40, 42K. That's when puppets came in. And as I wrote there, I'm definitely a seller at a 4 to 5x. Smart, right? Looking at how the market pulled back. From what I said there, I sold about 5% of my bag. I did actually swing it. So there's some other tweets we can talk about there. And that was actually probably the more impressive part, was the swings I pulled off. So obviously I sold near the top. This was a different tweet, wasn't it? I think this one here. Yeah. So this is where I sold 10%. This was at 108,000. So what actually happened here, which I'm pretty pleased about, was I actually sold off at 108,000, bought back in at 79,000, and then sold at 123.
Yeah.
That's probably the bit I'm most proud of with myself. Beautiful swing trade. And you will actually notice here in this tweet here, I think Bitcoin goes higher, likely 120 to 150K. Woo-hoo-hoo. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Gave you a range, but it hits 126. So that's why 123 sold some. So not bad, dude. I'm pretty proud of those. Not bad swings. So like I said, bought at 40K, took it all the way up to 108, sold at 108, rebought at 79, then sold at 123. Not all of it, obviously, bits and pieces. Then sold a bit more on stream with you at 97. So I'm not here to say I got it completely right, but I got it pretty right. And then obviously on stream with you just about, what was that, a month ago?
It was early Jan, nearly 2 months ago now.
Yeah, 2 months ago I sold a bigger chunk at 97, which I'm still pretty happy about. You could say, oh, Craig, why didn't you sell all of it at 123? Well, euphoria is a hell of a drug, dude. Like, it's a hell of a drug. And no matter how good you are, you will get a little bit caught up in it. And look, there was always potential at that time we could go higher, but certainly it's a lesson to take away in that, I said there, but Bitcoin likely goes to 120 to 150. You could say to me at 126, why not sell it all? Why are you holding on for a 10% move higher? Like you said to me at 97. So that's lessons for me to take away. So even though I'm kind of bragging at the moment and said I nailed it, I could nail it better. And that's what I think every trader's mentality should be, is no matter how well you did, and I did pretty well here, there's always tweaks I can do. And I think reflection's an important thing. How I felt at that moment at 123. So I try and take myself back to the moment of how I felt, and then try and imprint that in myself. So next time I feel that, next time I walk around my lounge with a bottle of champagne, tell my wife I'm a genius, probably take a bit more than 10% off.
Take 50% out of the tank.
Shucks. She gave me shit about it the other day. God bless her. Wives are brutal, bro. They are so brutal.
Dude, I sent her the thumbnail this morning again, and she's like, "That's hilarious. That looks nothing like you." I said, "Well, ChatGPT isn't allowed to recreate exact images, my love. So I'm sorry, but it's going to be." Oh my God. It's going to be a variant of ourselves. But if anything, that's a better engagement anyway, because it doesn't look like us, I want to talk about a specific point. I actually put a tweet up literally only about 50 minutes ago. I took a big loss on an Ethereum long yesterday. So we had this breakdown here yesterday. It was starting to close below key macro levels. That's like the 0.25 level. That red line there is the 0.25 level of an entire range over the past 5 years or something. So I was like, look, Ethereum looks pretty weak here. We have a daily closure below that level. I'm going to cut my long here, even though it was pretty much safe as long as we didn't get a liquidity sweep. We just had a higher low. Sure enough, we wake up today, the market's pumped, and I'm like, well, shit, I've just literally fumbled $1,000 trade on a 25x leverage that I could have made a few grand on, right? But I think the important part here is that I reflected about it, and I take losses all the time, and I share them publicly. I share them in GTG, and I share them because it's part of trading. It's part of the journey of life. You are going to have losses. You're going to have mistakes in life. You are going to fail. It's how you bounce back from that, or how you accept that that is just part of the up and down nature of life, the up and down nature of trading, Craig. So you can go and have a read about that. But basically, I've been trading for 9 years, publicly creating content for 3, and I still get stuff wrong because I was too impatient, just didn't trust my setup, wasn't comfortable in the trade, wasn't confident in my analysis, which I really should be because it was right. And so I cut for a loss when it actually traded for a win, right? So look, you won't win 100% of the time. No one ever does. Anyone telling you that they win close to 100% of the time is literally a red flag. Block them, never talk to them again. people like this, transparency, honesty is the best way forward, in my opinion. And no matter who you follow. Okay, so always follow people who are transparent, who are focused more on education, focus more on your understanding. I think that's the key. Now, Craig, I want to talk before we move into hot topics today. I put this tweet up. I want to get your prediction. So I made a prediction publicly on Twitter a couple of days ago that I think Bitcoin will bottom in Q3 this year, between July and August this year, potentially September, but Q3. Okay, so July through to September. And I think we're putting a new all-time high in 2029. A lot of people disagreed with my take, but that is my bullish take. Okay, there's my optimistic take. What is your prediction, Craig, for when Bitcoin bottoms and when we next see that new all-time high?
Whoa, okay, let's go. Bottom Q3, Q4. I'm leaning more towards Q4, but Q3 is just as good, man. Even better. Like, who cares?
No, none of this. I want your opinion. Don't take mine into your
Yeah, got ya. I'm probably leaning more towards Q3 only because of front ran the halving.
Yes.
So yeah, I actually agree with you there. So I'll retract my Q4 statement because that's quite a safe call. I'll put my neck on the line a bit more and say Q3, which I think is a riskier call, but possibly more accurate.
Undoubtedly.
So, lucky I've got a good sleep last night. I can keep up with your questioning here, Greenie. God. And in an all-time high, that's the part I haven't really tracked very well. What are we now? I don't even know what year we are. 26. You're saying 29. Wow. Okay. Can I say 28 just to front run you?
Yeah, look, honestly, yeah, I'd say 28 probably is more likely. 29 is a little bit more far-fetched. It really depends on that reaccumulation range for me. Like, how long do we spend at the bottom?
You're probably, look, I see where your mind's at, and I can see why you're saying 29. Just from the point of view, well, not just from the point of view, but partly because I feel other markets still have to have a bear market. We're in it. They aren't in it yet. So with all those other assets still needing to dump, which the hierarchy is we're lower down than them, unfortunately. We're not on top of the metals and we're not on top of stocks, or definitely we're not on top of real estate. That might not be a bad call, dude, but I'm going to say 20. So I'm going to say Q3 bottom, 28 top, with an all-time high of, here we go, here's the good bit, an all-time high of 180,000. So a bit of a lackluster run.
No, I'm more bearish.
Good from the bottom.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm more bearish.
All-time high, bro. Maybe I'm a bit divided there. But okay, I'll say 180. 180 just to catch people off guard.
I don't mind that. I think I put like diminishing returns, right? Like we didn't even we got past, like, just for clarity, we got here. Let me have a look. Oh, I got to change my fib. Let me pull this up on the stream. Oh, that's not the right fib. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I just want to show you what extensions we got to and what extensions we didn't get to. All right. So if we have a look, that's the range. I will talk about that fib after. So if we take a fib from the previous all-time high to the current all-time low, we got above the 1.618 at $102,000. Okay. But we didn't get close to the 2.618. Okay. Which is really interesting because in previous cycles, we actually went above like the 2.618 with a lot of strength, right? We were like, look at this, like we went up to nearly the 3.618 in the previous cycle. So that's obviously, as market cap increases, you're going to get diminishing returns. So in theory, if this is the bottom, and there's a few, like, okay, as a trader, I'm not going to say that this isn't the bottom. Okay. It could in theory be the bottom. We could go sideways here for a long time now, and that could be the bottom. However, I would say, based on my analysis, I would say at least one more leg down seems inevitable, or at least one more liquidity sweep seems inevitable, probably into that 50K region, okay? Based on why we are pumping today, decent news. NVIDIA came out with good earnings. Max 7's actually pumping, okay? I just had a look, Craig. Circle is up 35% today. Coinbase is up 13% today, which is crazy as well. AI tokens like NIA is up 30% or 25% today as well. So it's a very strong relief bounce. But you're going to get that. You're going to get complacency bounces as it shows you here on the chart. And I think this is the important lesson that I want to talk through with you guys. You are going to get complacency bounces along a bear market correction period, okay? We had 4, if not potentially 5, okay? Even if I was to say this period here as well, before we broke down eventually, okay? We had 5 last cycle. Now, as everyone likes to say, FTX, all the other collapses, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that's just news. Yeah, price is price. News is a catalyst for price, okay? So I would say we at least have probably one more corrective leg, in my opinion, down into that 50K-ish shorter area. Whether we dip below there and wick, whether we only wick below 60K one more time or a few more times, I don't know. No one knows, okay? But I'm just planning ahead based on what I know, based on time rather than price. And I'm not reacting to the market pumping today. If anything, I'm like, you know what? It's good. I want to short. Like I want Bitcoin to get to 70K, 71K, and I want to short. That's a great opportunity. I haven't had a chance to get back into a short since I shorted at 96K, which I closed that the other day because I was like, well, the majority of that volatile move has already taken place. So I was like, well, there's no point in me really holding this short with the 10% position anymore. And it's a shame because I went, as I told you before, with my Ethereum, Ethereum long. I was actually long a few days ago. It just liquidity swept one more time and we dumped and then we pumped overnight. So it's a shame. I was a little bit too early, which meant I take a loss. But it is what it is. So I think we got, and the thing here too, Craig, we have so much time still, in my opinion, on this. Like if you have a look at trending indicators like stochastic momentum, the weekly is bottom, and that's what I've been saying for a while. I think we do have room for a bit higher. I would love to see a move above the 0.5 of the entire range, which is around 70.8. But if we show weakness below pretty much 70.8, that's a short signal for me to probably trade the short back to 60K. If not lower, we'll have to wait and see. So for me, it's more about the monthly and the quarterly. Like when you look at this chart, it looks horrific. Okay, and if I get rid of all the drawings, this does not look like we're just going to go and do that, right? So that, again, learn how to read the story of price. That is the lesson I teach you inside GTG, and it's the best lesson you can learn when trading or investing, okay? Because you join all these people, okay? You join these communities, you join these investing people who can tell you the story about making money when price goes up. It's so easy to make money when price goes up. But what do they do in a bear market period? What do they do in 2026 when they have nothing? They go, oh, no, yeah, we're just planning for the long term. Yeah, no, long term. Bro, we literally are making money right now in this market inside GTG. So literally avoid all those communities. And then these people paying tens of thousands of dollars a year for absolute bullshit advice, which we give you here for free, right? It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. But it is what it is. That's the world, and that's how it works. So for me, you look at the monthly chart, it just looks so weak here until I see price starting to do this, all right? It's maybe not even that long, okay? Something like this, okay? Maybe we wick below, something like this, wick above, and then we go. That is like, I just want to see price go sideways at a level for a while, okay? That is how price, look at this, okay? Go sideways for a while. Come back and study previous bear markets, okay? Look at it, okay? Price barely went sideways for a while, okay? We went sideways here, and then we collapsed, okay? Bang, all right? Exactly. Like you need to learn how price works. And price, I want to see it go sideways. That shows me, okay, well, this is not a bad value area, but it does show you that you can potentially have a deviation below before you get reclaim and going back into that range before you go higher, right? So, I mean, you could even say back here in 2023, okay? Again, this is a monthly time frame, so you can go down the weekly if you want to be a little bit more zoomed in. Here's your range, okay? There is your range, all right? I want to see price over weeks show me a clear bottomed out range. Sellers are exhausted, okay? You can have a distribution below, you can have a distribution above, but this is your range. That is the signal for me to go, I want to allocate a lot of money to crypto, to Bitcoin, to Hyperliquid, to probably a little bit of Solana, probably a little bit of Ethereum, depends if Vitalik keeps bloody selling or not, and potentially some of those AI tokens like Near and virtuals, potentially some of the agents that maybe are still running back. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research because the time is not in our favor for me to invest. And again, guys, this is my 10th year of crypto. I'm going to stay patient because I know that is what I'm looking for. Price tells me everything I need to know every single day.
Spot on. It actually takes me a bit down memory lane, seeing this price action at the moment. And the reason why I'm not getting really excited on this movement is I lived through this in 21. Now, you had a couple of numbers up in 21. 1, 2, 3, 4 you had, where we had little relief rallies.
Yeah.
I think we're probably at number 3 on that. I think while I don't think we're same as you, same thought process. I don't think we're necessarily far price wise from the bottom. I think time wise we've still got not ages, but time. We haven't served our time yet. Like there hasn't been, first of all, a few things. We haven't had a deviation below like we did in 21 yet.
We haven't swept exactly.
That deviation below, bro, is I'm frothing on that move. Like if we get a deviation below that range where we start accumulating again, I will go ham. And I think that deviation below, probably similar to you, will be in the 50s, or maybe if I'm lucky enough, the 40s. But I think the range we'll sit in will probably be around 50 to 60. That's just my thoughts at the moment. 50 to 60 range with a deviation into the 40s. Could even see a wick into high 30s.
Maybe. You never know. You never know. Yeah.
I'm open to it is all I'm saying. So I'm just, and the reason why I do this is so I can mentally prepare emotionally as well for that to happen. Whereas if I played in my head, sorry, and I think we could wick into the 30s. If it happens, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this is terrible. I'll be like, oh my God, I've waited for this. It's like setting traps. I'm not a hunter. I love animals. I hate killing animals. I'd hate to do it. But I kind of think of this as hunting now. And I'm setting traps and I'm waiting patiently. You don't rush, right? You're hunting, you find the tracks and then you track it, etc. Not a hunter, sorry, all the hunters out there. But I think that this relief bounce, look, I don't see a V-shaped recovery from here, bro. In saying that, if we got one, I'm wrong. And then I will start to buy depending on which levels we break above. But I mean, you and me were talking way back that 98K is a big level, 107K is a big level, and 116K, give or take. We got quite a long way to go to get above those, man. So for me, I'm the same as you. I play it level by level, just like we did on the way up from 40K, level by level. I didn't get too excited. Just sell a bit, sell a bit, sell a bit. Same thing on the way down. Buy a bit, buy a bit, buy a bit as I go down. So that's what she said. So anyway, I'm thinking the same as you. I don't think we've seen accumulation yet, man. Like where it's just not apparent in structure. And the good thing about tuning in live, guys, is we'll talk you through this. We'll talk you through our thought process. I think we've got a relief bounce on our hands. I'm really interested to see if we reject at 70 to 74 for me is the range I'm watching. I'll get pretty excited if we get above 70, even more excited above 74. But keep in mind, guys, there's just a lot of levels above us still to conquer. So look, this is the battle's won today, but the war's large, bro, to get above, to get a new all-time high. Yeah, there's a long way to go. I'm open to it, maybe 5%, 2%. And if it was to happen, that's okay. You and I would trade up just like we always do. But I think this is a relief bounce, relief rally. People are talking about Jane Street and how they're not selling off anymore and all that stuff. Maybe, they're talking about the 10 a.m. open and Jane Street was dumping, etc. And we're pumping instead of that now, which we can talk about. No jump capital manipulation, then we bounce easy. See, I think bounce easy is probably too strong a word. I don't think we bounce easy. Like, it's not like that. Also, there's going to be quite a few people still. I think they're going to be sellers waiting that if we get relief bounces up to even 100K, bro, I will be selling that. Yeah. And I think there'll be other people going, I get a third sell at 100. I've still got a little bit of a Bitcoin bag. Yeah. I've still got a little bit of Sol, a little bit of ETH, and a little bit of Pepe left. If we get the relief bounce, God willing, to there, I will be exiting, bro. So I'm not saying we definitely will get dumped there, but I think there's still sellers waiting to sell, bro, because there's probably retail who bought the all-time high that are thinking, I need to get out of this crap, if they haven't sold the bottom and capitulated. So, look, the Jane Street stuff's interesting to me. Maybe there's a bit of merit to it. I don't know if it's the whole story. What are your thoughts? Should we pivot into that story maybe? Or
just to touch on that, like this has obviously come out as a forced seller over the past 24 hours or so. They were tracked all the way back to Terraformer Labs in 2022, which destroyed billions in investor wealth. So it's a valid story, and it's just interesting. Yeah, Do Kwon as well. It's crazy to see that name popping up in 2026. But yeah, he's in jail for 15 years after pleading guilty to 2 criminal counts. But basically, they destabled or depegged their stablecoin as a 1-to-1 ratio. 40 billion in market cap evaporated in just 1 week, Craig. So yeah, like this is definitely worth being aware about. But it's not like, again, you come back to price, and price shows you what you need to know. If we have a look at liquidity, like we did have liquidity, which we've come up and grabbed a little bit. I mean, you have to go down on lower timeframes, but yeah, I don't know if they might have finally locked up the heat map for free, unfortunately, on multiple hours. But if we do have a look, like, dude, I'm gonna have to refresh it again at 24 hours. But anyways, if you have a look at certain thresholds, we did have a bit of liquidity up towards this 70K sort of region, right? Up in which we grabbed all of this. Like, it's no surprise. Like, see how much liquidity is stacked above here. So we do need to grab some of that liquidity, and naturally, then liquidity starts to build up again on the downside. Okay, and that's how we then experience a short. And that's why I'm very keen. Like with this pump, there's always opportunities in markets. Okay, it's just how you can make money both ways, and that's what we teach you in GTG, right? So I'm keen if we do, which, as I said, so not only does liquidity show me that it's building up now, huge down here at $52 million just on Binance, below 64.2, 64.3, so huge liquidity there. That actually aligns really nicely with, okay, well, if we get a sweep of 70.8K again, this is a weekly level, okay, do a weekly analysis first, then zoom all the way in, okay, treat it like a range. If we come and have a look at the range here, okay, and we were talking about this in GTG this morning, we have actually only got back up to the 7.5 of this entire range that we've been in for multiple weeks now. So for me, I'd rather, how I like to trade ranges is either the mid range or the extensions of the ranges, right? So we now know this is our probably bottom of the range, because now we have 2 points of touches here. So that shows me that this is the level that we want to be watching. We can always sweep, okay? Or we could have a distribution below. That's how ranges work. Same again, you have a distribution at the top. But what I'm watching is probably this key level as well. So about 70.8, which aligns with, again, I just drew that based on price, Craig, not even using the fib from the higher timeframes. Okay, I just drew that based on analyzing the price there. And that is our 0.5 fib from the all-time low of this cycle to the all-time high of this cycle. So for me, anywhere up here, I'm probably keen to look for a short. Back towards either the mid zone or back towards, obviously, the bottom of the zone at 63K. So that's how you read markets. That's what I look for. Again, I haven't been able to be tapped in with live trading recently because I've been so building out the ecosystem, but I am keen to get back in because there's money to be made. There's always money to be made. Every single day there's money to be made. Every month there is money to be made. And people who don't know how to make money in all market conditions, you shouldn't be a part of their community, okay? It's easy to make money in a bull market, okay? Anybody could do this, throw a dart and make money in a bull market, okay? Only 1%, if not less, can make money in a bear market, Craig.
Lot harder now. And that will probably be the first time in a couple of years I've got into perps trading, is when that breaks above there. If we get a deviation above, I'll be keen to go to short that, man. Like you said there, range bound. We're still in a range. I know people are getting excited about this pump, and Jane Street now is the news. It's interesting to me that that's the news article. And look, it is valid. I like the fact that it's running on that news article. It means to me people are going to get caught offside on shorts, bro. Like, I think this is going to overhype people, and people might think this is bigger than what it is. And maybe it is quite big. Maybe time will tell. But no, I'm definitely pretty keen to short. Imagine if we get to, about, 71, 72, 73, and then short that bad boy possibly all the way down to 63. A 10K move on Bitcoin on a short will be quite nice, dude. That'll be a great opportunity there. But nice to see seeing rumors of Meteora. Nice to see the timeline get excited for a bit. It shows you also how easily people's mentalities can swing, and that would lead me to believe not a lot of people have conviction in their longer term thesis. If they're quite easily swayed emotionally, aren't they? Like yesterday, the timeline's diabolical. Today, it's, we're so back. Told you guys we're going higher. Yeah. Like, guys, we're in a range. Like, we're just bouncing. We're not even at the top of the range yet. You know what I mean? If we break above the range, close above and bounce, yeah, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we look at the next fib level above, but then it's about 80. There's so much. Yeah, I don't want to be too grumpy on the stream and say, no, this is nothing. But I guess what I'm saying is stay calm, plan accordingly, zoom out. It's probably a pretty important one. If you go to the monthly, the pump, the pump doesn't look quite as. I've seen a few people zooming right in, bro, on the timeline. They zoomed right in, so Bitcoin looked like it had a massive pump. And I was like, brother, go to the monthly, man.
Let's speak on that, right? So this is Uniswap, which is up 20%. It was up 25%. It's now having a little corrective move here. Which I probably just missed my entry on a short. Unfortunately, I was again live on streaming every day. I'm missing opportunities to short the market right now. Anyways,
this time's quite critical.
But yeah, if watching this range here, but anything that's pumped a lot is always a good opportunity to potentially look for shorts heading into obviously a more of a corrective wave. But Uni, like huge, up 25% today, Craig. But if we zoom out, let's zoom out. Oh my God, capitulation to the downside. So don't forget, guys, do not forget. Yes, your altcoin might be up 25% today, and yes, you might feel euphoric, but maybe you should de-risk because it's down 92%, and it's probably going to go down 95% in the coming months.
Interesting enough, Greeny, Uniswap was one of the ones you and me spoke about 2 months ago as a potentially good buy going into the future. I think they introduced some buybacks and things like that. So I was speaking to a few guys, Boots, shout out to Boots, he's an Aussie. Quite quiet on the timeline, but when he speaks, you should listen. He's been in the market a long time, smart dude. He DM'd me and said this may not be a bad buy. He means longer term. He means He means
bottom of the bear market is when you look at DeFi protocols. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So this little pump isn't that surprising on Uni. Just that I think it may be one of the stronger bear market buys. Hyperliquid as well. We've spoken about them. We won't go through all of them again, but they're probably the ones that are bouncing hardest now, which is good signs. And it is reason to get excited because for me, it doesn't confirm, but aligns with what I think will do well in years to come. And I think Uni might be one of those ones. So keep your eyes out on this. I would also say buy with caution right now, especially in this range here. If Bitcoin pulls back, these are all pulling back quite dramatically. So great to see. Oh yeah, what do you got circled there for us, Greeny? Fill in the wick.
Well, that was the news that they were doing buybacks, Craig. That was the news that they were doing buybacks. So a big, huge pump and then dump because it was. There's just too much weakness. Sorry, no, maybe not. Sorry, maybe I'm thinking back previously. No, that's more recent than I remember. So no. Okay, so ignore that.
But good signs. It shows strong coins are still strong, provided the environment is conducive to upside. Where at the moment, Bitcoin, I still feel Bitcoin's quite fragile. It feels fragile to me, where it didn't a year ago. Maybe it did a year ago, 2 years ago. It was not. 2 years ago, dude, I could buy it on any pullback. And if I held upwards of 7 months, I'd almost 2x every time. Now, I'm not confident to buy because a 2x from here is all-time high almost.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not yet. I'm a patient man. Like I said, you kind of walked me through memories of 21. The reason why I said that is back in 21, every time we had a relief rally, I was DMing my mate who was at the TA going, here we go. And you'd be like, zoom out, brother. and then I'd be like, fuck. And I'd stop messaging him. And then I'd come back next relief rally, which by the way was lower than the prior. And I'll be like, here we go again. And you'd be like, dude, it stairs on the way down, bro. And I'm like, And you know what? He was right. So I try and temper my emotions now with this stuff.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I still get DMs. We still get DMs from many people. Greeny, you're wrong. No, bro. I'm not.
But you're right. 364 days or 363
I'm not.
days.
Sick, bro. Congrats on your 20% move. If you caught it or you FOMO'd in late, you're probably going to lose money because you think this is the move that we're going to get. So near up around 23% today as well under that AI narrative. I think AI, Craig, is literally the hot meta to be thinking about in the bear market. So Nia, Render has AI, Virtuals has AI, Tau is the other big one. But like I've been saying for a while, price structure still doesn't look good. Now, this is a low time frame range potentially. Again, if I wasn't on a stream, I could have been looking for a short here. You might even still get a short here potentially. I'm not sure. As always, not financial advice. But if we have a look at it, it's still like, if I zoom out, Craig, this doesn't look good, bro. So like, that's the thing. Like, these tokens will potentially have a run. This is the level that it has to really hold for me. Otherwise, it looks like this starts bleeding back towards $0. It's the same with Tau. Okay, we like it's below its weekly order block. Okay, if we come have a look, it's rejecting that. That's weakness. It's just holding this wick low from August 24. So charts are nowhere near. Look, we could have a complacency bounce here for a few weeks. Like, we easily could, and particularly the interesting part is BTC dominance is looking like it wants to go a little bit down. It looks like it'll just slowly drip towards 56, which does give us room for a little bit of an altcoin rally. Not a lot, but I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of weakness here on high time frames. So yeah, you're going to get these low time frame moves, which are really aggressive given the right circumstances, given the right news, given the right trends, being AI, being DeFi. But for me, it's trade them actively, move stop loss to the break even. Even if it's a stop loss to break even, or manually do it if you don't have that feature. Because I think for me, it's a good time to make money. You can always make money, all right? But I think you just need to be careful because, yeah, charts aren't finished just yet. Now, really interesting. Shout out to Don Pudgy on Twitter for commenting this on my post this morning. Craig, Google searches for how to buy Bitcoin is going on a massive runner right now in February 2026. What is happening? We have not seen this since 2018, 2019. Are people looking to buy Bitcoin? Isn't this just interesting?
Yeah, that is really interesting. What the hell? But not anywhere during the, I guess a little bit during the bull run, but like, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. That's amazing. That's a miracle. Hey, is retail coming back? Is this like, who's actually, yeah, well, what are your thoughts on that? That's weird.
It is very interesting. And just again, hold on, let me just make it worldwide. I'll bring it up on stream just to clarify to everyone that it is legit. Look at this, Craig. It is legit happening right now. I need to put a tutorial out on YouTube about how to buy Bitcoin because people are looking to buy Bitcoin right now live for the first time. This is a bigger peak than we saw in 2021. This is the largest peak we've seen since 2017, Greg. That is huge news in itself. Shout out to Don Pudgy for sharing that on my tweet this morning. Guys, time to drop a tutorial on YouTube later today. Hey, you know what video is coming out later today?
No, that's geez, that's a weird piece of data. Maybe retail's buying the actual dip for once, man. The only thing is daily exchange volume's flatline, bro. It's on its way down. So yeah, like they're searching it, but they're not buying it. So, so I don't know, man. I'd rather see daily exchange volume double to 80 billion rather than look, searches are great. If we can convert the search into purchases, that would be better. So they're looking it up. They're just not, well, they're not using exchanges to buy. Maybe they're going on some, retail's going to use exchanges though, man. Retail, I don't think are coming on DEXs and trying to, get around KYC and like all that friction stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than that's miraculous.
It's very interesting. I thought very interesting.
Yeah. I'd have to break down the data on this and see who are these people? Where are they from? Are they real people?
Yeah.
And why aren't they jumping on the exchanges and buying then? If they're searching how to buy, hey, look, maybe this is early and the next part is the daily exchange volume spike. So we'll keep an eye on that. But we've seen almost no uptick on daily exchange volume. So yeah. Although we have got the price going up at the moment. So even though daily exchange volume is not going up, price goes up. So it does marry with that. Yeah, interesting, dude. That's great. I can't explain it though, other than is retail learning?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's a very interesting article. Sorry, I just want to short some things because the market is hot. So why do you think these are pumping, Craig? Let me ask you really quickly. Why do you think these altcoins are pumping specifically, which is really interesting, particularly number one? Why on earth is that pumping?
Well, I don't know, man. It was in news or
I think so.
Dots had a diabolical time, bro. I traded this hard in 21. That and Matic, bro, in 21 were two of my favorite coins, bro. I did well on them.
Same, bro. Same. Ivan on Tech. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Although in saying that,
well.
altcoins, everyone got altcoins right in 21, didn't they? So I can't really
Yeah.
claim to be too smart. Why is DOT pumping? I don't know. I'd have to look up some news. That's an epic pump. Shout out to DOT. 30% on a day's. Put it this way, if you were long, I would be impressed if you were longing it.
Yes.
That's where you'd have me going, wow, dude. If you were just holding on a 90% drawdown to then get this pump. No. That's not as impressive to me. But if you longed it, I will be like, you're the man or you're the lady. I can't explain it other than people have got a thirst for alt still, which is fantastic to see. Great to see. Internet computer, even ICP, bro. I ran that up at 21. Oh my god. Some of these
it's like the old tokens are pumping, but Pudgy Penguins is up there, Craig. Bonk is up there. So good to see Solana ecosystem.
I've got some Pudgy. I don't Filecoin. I remember that. Yeah, what's your take on it? Give me your take, Greeny. Why these? Why these specifically? You think this is
probably because they're oversold the most. And so thus they bounce the hardest. But I would argue there's some good ones there. As I said before, AI being virtuals. I think Pudgy Penguin still being the face of memes makes a lot of sense. Like people would much rather buy a meme coin that was, again, this is going to be taken out of context, but forced. A meme coin that was created, on a brand. It's a brand coin. I would argue it's more of a brand coin than a meme coin, but it is a meme coin, right? But it's a meme coin that has a business behind it, has a face being Luca, has a community, very different to probably even Pepe and Mog and SPX and stuff, Bonk being an ecosystem leader in terms of memes is interesting. No surprise to see that. I think it'll be something to run it back. DeFi, so Curve 15%, Uniswap 22%. So it just shows you, I mean, these little bounces, are going to be really interesting because they are the ones that you should be paying attention to. Each bounce, you should probably write it down. Which tokens bounce the hardest during these complacence bounces of a bear market corrective period, because they might be the ones that you get to trade out of the bear market period, probably later this year or into 2027, depending on time. So for me, Craig, as much as I harp on about Avalanche and how shit it is and how bad the price and how bad, I'm not talking the fundamentals, but the price and the chart and how weak they are.
Atrocious.
It still will be a trade. There is always a trade on a chart, That doesn't mean that I'm not going to take advantage of a trade opportunity or an investment opportunity. It just means I'm going to be super aggressive, and it means I'm not marrying my bags, and I'm not putting this in my spot allocation, probably. I'd rather, in a safe allocation, go probably Bitcoin, maybe Hyperliquid, maybe some other, maybe Pengu, because it is the meme coin, the face of meme coins, the face of brand, that would be more of the strategy that I would have for spot. Whereas an active trader, I would still look to trade Avalanche. I mean, Athena's up there too. That's another DeFi. Chainlink, the tech there. Jupiter, DeFi over on, or even Perpdex, whatever you want to call it, over on Solana. So it's showing you already what the emerging markets will be later this year or into 2027 when we get out of that bear market dip. These are the tokens that you should be keeping an eye on, because or even the narratives, not even the tokens, the narratives, because these are the ones that are going to be the hardest, sustainably, who knows, but at least probably coming out of those bear market dips later this year into 2027 would be the ones I'd keep an eye on.
Good call. And that's something that I do pretty periodically is I watch on down days. I take note what's down the most on down days and what goes up the most on up days. And typically you'll find the ones that pump the most are normally strong. Obviously, I think Polkadot's an outlier here. There are days where it just won't make sense. So probably you want to, like you said, write it down and look which one on average pumps the hardest, because there's going to be outliers, like perhaps DOT will pump 33% on my chart. And you'll be like, oh, DOT's the one in the bear market, but average it out, and you'll start to see quite a clear indication of which ones perhaps might bounce strongest coming out of the bear. Pepe was always one of those meme coins where when Bitcoin pumped, Pepe pumped hard. So that's why I was quite heavy into that. So you've hit the nail on the head. Something I thought might be good for the viewers, Greeny, as well, is to check out, and this is going back a little bit, is crypto market cap. While everyone's getting excited, total crypto market cap is sitting at what, 2.3?
Oh my god, my chart is so busy. Hold on. Okay, let me delete this.
And that will give you a probably better overall view of where we're at.
Yeah.
Because this is everything now, guys. This is everything in crypto.
Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit for you guys. Okay, there we go. So yeah, following very similar structure to what we saw in 2021. We then have broken below, and yeah, look, it's still very similar to Bitcoin. It hasn't even gone above its range high yet. On this, and this range being about $2.4 trillion. So it's still idling here. Okay, like this.
A lot of room to move.
Again, if you know patterns, yeah, if you know patterns, Craig, of trading, you will know that usually if you have a very aggressive, volatile move and then you consolidate, okay, whether it's a pennant, whether it's a range, okay, into that move, okay, price does this, it will usually continue that move, okay, until we either sweep liquidity for a while, we then start creating a bottom, okay, of a range over a long period of time. That is when, okay, you might start to say you still will have distribution periods, okay, like we saw here, all right, back here where we start to create a bottom. Okay, this is our range. Let's go from, I mean,
there's some massive FEGs, bro, on that move down.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, so this is our range, all right? Our range. We will have periods of time where you have distribution. That's how price works, okay? And you might even have it on the upside too, potentially on how price works. Let's go back to 2019 and that period of time as well. Like you could say, like, it's pretty clear these were the highs, okay? It was like, I mean, on a high time frame, when you go to the monthly, oh my gosh, it zoomed me all the way out. Where are we? Okay, when you go to the monthly and you have a look, okay, it's pretty clear that we did not break above these levels for a long time, all right? And we rejected from those levels, all right? So if we come down the weekly, again, use your analysis on high time frames first. It's not always going to align, but you want to take the high time frame validity first and then go down to lower time frames. So that shows you the top. Hey, that's a distribution. You could say that little on a, if you look, this was probably distribution on like a 4-hour chart. This would have been distribution on a 6-hour chart. You don't know, right? So price will be like, I want to see price in a range. That's what I want to see. All right. Over weeks, if not months. And that takes time. That takes a lot of time.
Trading can be made very simple, can't it?
Yes.
Like we've actually hit on some pretty big points. I hope people go away with some pretty interesting analysis here, because we've just pretty much outlined exactly what we look for. We actually pretty much just gave you the recipe to bake the cake here today.
Bake those cakes.
Bake those cakes, guys. I'm looking forward to making some delicious muffins in this bear market, man. I'm getting excited, bro. Give me 40 to 50K Bitcoin. Oh man, let's go. Like, it's weird how you can get so excited about low prices, eh? It feels good to be in that mindset. It took me a long time. Probably took me, I'm going to say it took me 4 years to be really comfortable with downtrends. It really did. And I mean psychologically, I mean to be truthful with yourself. People can say, I love lower prices, but do you actually mean it? Like, no, and I've come to the stage now where almost in trading, you find peace in the downward movements. And hopefully our viewers, seeing the way we analyze the market, can find some sort of peace or calm with this, because I know it can be extremely stressful. And because it's extremely stressful, you get anger and despair. And when those come out, you get people yelling at us, yelling at other people, yelling at each other. So yeah, hang in there, guys. The good news is, man, I don't think there's like a lot lower to go. So I think the damage is done, huh? A lot of the big damage. Sure, we could have a nice chunky wick down to, if we have a big wick into the 50s, bro, people are going to lose their minds. Like, because you could see the euphoria that came in here. Imagine that euphoria, and there's quite a big move down. How many times can you, the viewer, and to the people that aren't watching today, how many times can you handle feeling good and then feeling bad, feeling good for a bit and then feeling bad? It's death by 1,000 cuts on these moves. You can hold maybe 2 times, 3 times, but what about the 5th time? You know, and that's where I think it will eventually break. And that's where I think we've had capitulation. I think we're in it or moving past there now. And I don't so much mean price capitulation, as more emotional capitulation for me. Watching it on the timeline, it was pretty interesting to watch. What do we got here, Greeny? What do we got?
Well, so this is your daily exchange, Craig. So do you want to comment on why that's an important thing to consider?
Well, yeah, from my limited understanding, it's simply how retail into the market. So from the levels I was looking at, anything, if we could break 80 billion was a pretty big resistance there if you look at that. So 80 billion, every time we tapped 80 billion, the market started to rally, and we rejected from there several times, except was that October, was that the all-time high? We broke 100 billion, something around there. So yeah, I mean, that's my limited knowledge. Obviously, you know, your retail investors like my dad, he'd go through an exchange. My neighbor, not that he trades crypto, but most likely will enter through an exchange, something like CoinSpot or SwiftX, where there's an on-ramp from your bank. That's how most normies are getting on now. You and me have wallets of crypto, so maybe we don't need to on-ramp anymore. I've got stables now, so my on-ramping over the last few years has been very limited. I haven't needed to, which is kind of what you want to achieve, don't you? You want to on-ramp, make money, sell, go into stables, and then not have to on-ramp your money that you use for rent, for bills, for food. What's your, give me your, you've probably got a bit more of a deeper look into this. Is there anything else you could add to?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always good to, because this will tell you, like, are these new buyers or are these people that have money in stable coins? But now that we have ETFs, it's really interesting as well, because ETFs
wouldn't reflect here, would they, at all?
Well, I mean, like, no, they wouldn't, I suppose, because it's not an exchange, right? Which, if I just pull up ETFs as well. So Bitcoin ETFs, which we've actually got an article, but over the past couple of days, we have seen an increase in Bitcoin. Okay, about 5,000 Bitcoin have been bought, increasing over the past few days. And overall, it is still up over nearly 1 million Bitcoin. Not quite yet, but it just shows you there's not a lot of interest just yet, even though the search terms are up, which is interesting, I thought. Very interesting. So, I don't know, Craig. I mean, if we do take a look, this is really interesting to me as well. This article here, Bitcoin price prediction, 400 million suddenly pulled from ETFs. Is smart money quietly exiting Bitcoin? So, I mean, this article was written literally 2 days ago. Miners keep selling liquidity. Is Bitcoin prediction in a I mean, everyone's going to say this, but daily exchange volume, okay, also, as you said, hasn't quite increased. We've seen spot ETFs have a decrease over the past few weeks. So, really interesting article here to see, Craig, that there has been a decrease in 400 million, but that's bear market things, man. Like, there's better opportunities out there. Like, the stock market's going crazy, gold's going crazy, AI is going crazy. So people don't really want to be in an asset like crypto or Bitcoin right now.
No, and I had a friend, I saw a mate briefly yesterday, and he was talking about he wants to get into AI and tech stocks. Not crypto. Him and I used to talk crypto. He's definitely call him a noob or normie. So he's not heavy into crypto. He dabbled in meme coins, of course. Bought Solana, jumped on Pump Fun, had a good time. He's a gambler. He does sports betting. He's playing on his phone, gambling on slots and shit. So he's a degenerate, right? And he has no interest in crypto at the moment. He's all about AI and robotics now. So that's kind of, I suppose, where a lot of normies have started to change the way they look at investing, and they're looking for 1,000 X's, these guys. Exactly. They're not interested in a Bitcoin 2X, bro. That's for them. That's not going to change. They're looking for life-changing one-time gambles. Unfortunately, you got to be really lucky to cop those, man. Like, I haven't hit yet a life-changing meme coin. No, not life-changing. I haven't held on. Unfortunately, Pepe was my chance, and I blew it. But that's okay. I made enough, but it wasn't life-changing. I know some people out there made life-changing money, but I would say, even though Pepe pumped really hard, how many people actually left with life-changing money versus took that profit, put it into something else, and got wrecked? That's the key, is keeping it, right? You can make it. I found my biggest challenge is keeping it, not making it. Making it, I didn't find that much of a challenge. It was the rotations into other things which underperformed that I had to take a loss on. So probably the biggest challenge for me is keeping my money, money. And probably the same, I'm going to guess probably 90, that probably is 99% of our viewers.
Yeah, agreed. All right, NVIDIA surges following their record-breaking $68 billion in quarterly revenue report. Again, another reason, probably the AI tech and whatnot. Mag 7 is pumping again because, NVIDIA is obviously holding up okay here. So interesting. It's a reflection, obviously, on Trump yesterday coming in with his announcements and his whatever that they call that in America. I watched it. It is literally the hardest thing to watch as an international participant. Is just, it's like, oh, dude, I hate to say it, but it was the circle jerk of look how bloody good we are, but it's all manipulated, right? It's like, oh, on this 1 year we did this, but over this 5-year period we did this. Oh, in the history of life in America we did this, but over the last 2 months we've done this. Like, it's manipulated storylines and headlines to fit a narrative that, oh, look how good I am ahead of midterms. It literally is a circle jerk. So anyways, it's good to listen to those sort of things because news and people like that do impact price, okay? But NVIDIA obviously coming out with huge, that just shows you where the world is heading. Like, this is so obvious. It's compute, data, infrastructure, tech under the banner of AI, right? Like, that's where the world is heading. So for me, that's like, okay, well, that's where I need to be thinking about, okay, my investments. And I mean, even more recently, Mark Zuckerberg, Craig, everybody is launching a stablecoin. Now, the interesting part, like we disclosed yesterday on show, is you don't necessarily have to be bullish on crypto to launch a stablecoin. There's a big separation there that people need to understand is if people are creating a stablecoin, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bullish on crypto in general, Craig.
No, they just want another revenue stream to capture another sector of the market that trades in cryptos. Yeah, which is us, which is me. I'd much rather use stablecoins probably than cash, because if I use cash, I have to on-ramp, or I might have to use my credit card. I'd rather use my stables so I don't go into debt. I try and avoid credit card debt these days, being a little bit older. I was a bit silly with it when I was younger, and I've realized the pitfalls of credit card debt. But no, exactly what you said. This doesn't mean they're bullish on crypto. They just want to capture another sector of the market, which they're not currently capturing. Smart, dude, real smart. And this is the way I think the world's moving, and I think they realize this. And I think they realize the stablecoin market is going to grow and grow and grow and grow. Why wouldn't you want to capture that? So yeah. Once again, not necessarily bullish for crypto, although I think it is. It's definitely not bearish. No. It may not translate to, but look, maybe it'll get. Will it affect normies? Will normies prefer to use stables than credit cards like they normally do, and on ramps like that?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's going to be more of a, but like so many people just fall like, dude, I could talk about this for hours. How many people? I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe people think this of me. Okay, so I'll just put that out there. But how many people waste their life away? You look at some people, you just go, they're in like dreamland. You look at them and they don't wake up till they're on their deathbed and go, wait, why didn't I travel? Why didn't I take a risk on myself? Why didn't I try something? Why didn't I learn a new skill? Why didn't I get out of my comfort zone? So I feel like so many people are blasé about life and about these sort of things that they'll just follow whatever the crowd does, right? So whether people continue to stay with banks or whether people eventually go to stablecoins, they'll just probably follow where the crowd goes, right? A lot of people are subjective to change as well. I think that's a big one. So not necessarily will we see that. It'll be the subtle businesses that have it embedded in a subtle way, Craig, that will allow people to not even realize that they're partaking in stablecoins or that they're partaking in blockchain technology or crypto. That they're the businesses that will succeed, right? So there's probably some out there already that we don't that we probably know and use right now that are actually running on blockchain technology. So there's a big separation between crypto, blockchain tech, and stablecoins as separate, and that's why Circle's up 36% today as well. It's a stablecoin company, right? So it's just interesting for me. It's interesting because you could see billions, trillions going to stablecoins, but that doesn't translate to your random altcoin going up 30x, right? So it's a bit. The world is an interesting place. Crypto is maturing as an asset class. People are moving into stablecoins because they do know, okay, it beats the middleman. Okay, banks no longer have the control. It's easier for me to send money to friends overseas for business deals, all that sort of stuff. So for me, it makes a lot of sense for the common consumer to probably think about stablecoins compared to, I mean, trying to send money overseas right now is ridiculous. Like, no wonder people are and like it's the same. Like someone hits me up and goes, Greeny, I want to join GTG. Can I pay in crypto? I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Like send me your crypto. Like my accountant knows that this is business and it's part of it. And so you save on fees, you save on conversions. I can just simply hold that if I wanted to in stablecoins. It's huge for me. I think stablecoins is a great thing. It's just, does that translate to crypto doing well in terms of tokens, in terms of DeFi, in terms of AI, in terms of meme coins? Probably not necessarily a direct correlation.
Perhaps over time. Perhaps over time. I think, and you alluded to this as well, is a lot of these companies, I think, will move to stablecoins because they avoid the fees by Visa, by Stripe, by MasterCard, whatever those companies take as a middleman, might be 1%, might be 2%.
Yeah.
These companies, the volume, and you might say 1%, that's not much, but the volume in which these guys sell it's trillions. So 1% of that's ginormous. So I can see why they're going to stables, because they can cut out the middleman, as you said, and that's just pure profit then for them. That's just cream, dude. Smart move. Smart move. But it may not be for the interest of crypto, it's for the interest of their pockets, but I don't care. It's still, look, I still think bullish for crypto, but over a decade or something like that. Longer term, much longer term. But great article. I love the fact it is an article, because normies might see this, maybe not on CoinDesk they will, but I'll see it somewhere else. We're in a bubble, so I try and step out of my bubble sometimes and look down third person at what other people would view us as. So no, I agree with you. This might not be bullish short term. Over decades, yes. But a smart move by companies to go there. And I think at least this will show normies why crypto can benefit them in their lives, because they can also avoid fees and things like that. So no, great article, bullish long term, long may it continue. Obviously, hopefully everyone goes this route.
Yeah, I'd hope so as well. We got a meeting in about 25 minutes, but yeah, daily close was about 67.9. So big wick here. We'll wait and see. Rejection from the 0.75 of the range. We'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next 24 hours, because yeah, really nice pump, but can we sustain the pump? That is the real question over the next 24 hours. So Craig, anything you want to touch on to end the show today?
Yeah, last thing real quick. I saw Tyler Durden made a comment on a post where Kelsey, who they called? Were they called Kelsey? Kelsey,
yeah, the prediction market, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a Bitcoin a 33% chance to go to 100K now, and he put up a tweet going, I don't think so, which I thought was quite funny. He's a bit of a hangman. I love the fact he hangs up the big boys. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. People are getting bullish enough to say there's a 33% chance now we go to 100K. If we get 100K, I'll be one of the happiest in the room. Apart from me saying I don't think we do. If we do, don't get me wrong, I'll be looking to exit there. That was actually the exact price I mentioned earlier in the stream. If we get near 100, bro, 98, I'll be like, get my other bags out of here. Hopefully we do, but step by step, people, take it slow, keep your emotions calm. I think that's probably the message here. Stay calm. Just like when we're going up. You know, when we were euphoric and going up, you and I were like, level by level, scale out, take profits, stay calm. Same message reversed now. And that's probably the message of the show. In saying that, although Greenie and I are busy slamming everyone for being bullish, I still think it's great. We're seeing a relief rally. Thank God the timeline's going to be a bit more jovial. It gets a bit annoying when it's so doom and gloom. So good times. Maybe this gives things like NFTs a bit of breathing room now, Greenie. We had NFT mints coming out. They were starting to pop off. Then we had Bitcoin dump, and then all of a sudden meme coins become semi-trash again. Yeah. Now with this relief rally, maybe we see the continuation of the mini meta we have with NFTs, which I'm quite excited about. And yeah, other than that, not much more to say. We'll do a couple more giveaways tomorrow. Sorry, I was meant to do the dudes giveaway today. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do the dudes giveaway tomorrow. We sort of run out of time, and I want to hype that a bit more. And then we've got a few other things to give away later in the week. So hang in there, guys. We are going to give away a few presents to the viewers to say thank you for pulling up. Also, I just want to actually, last thing, I think we've had 1,800 on Market Mates, brother. So nice. Congrats. Yeah, thank you to us, but more so to the viewers. Thanks, guys, for supporting us. I know sometimes it's frustrating to follow myself or Greenie and then be like, oh, God, we've got to follow something else. But it really helps us bring more opportunities to you guys as the viewers if we can grow that account. Obviously, partnerships are better. When we had the Yeet partnership, we had opportunity to give away. Dude, we gave away so much money, dude, the last 6 months.
Crazy.
I reckon we gave away probably, man, off ballpark 20 to 30 to 40 grand, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's one of the reasons I'd encourage you to follow us there. Obviously, we do put some live updates on there, but that's where we're going to do our giveaways. And obviously, that's where our partners will partner with us is on Market Mates. So if you guys can support us there, we would definitely give back as we've done over the last 6 months. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your support. Greenie, that's probably all I've got to say. Shout out to Ben Simpson, I see there. Craig's Coin Person, 60 viewers. Let's go. Greenie with 236 leading the charge. We've got to get that Market Mates number up. That's the one I want to focus on. So, guys, if you're listening and not following Market Mates, please give us a follow there. Also, actually, I had someone reach out saying, has our clip revenue finished?
Nah, it's all good. No, it's an issue on their side.
Okay, someone sent me a picture. Okay, it's on their side. Great. So, guys, if you want to clip us, we're paying clippers. And I think we're one of the higher paying communities out there for clipping. So I saw something diabolical like $1. I think we're 5.
Yeah, we're at 5. Yeah, generous, I know. But no, it's the issue on their side, not our side. So
fantastic. Okay.
Yeah,
so clip
until it goes. So I mean, it's at 80% now. I don't know. I haven't looked for a while. Yeah. And what keeps changing that bloody platform, man? Holy crap! It's so hard to keep up with this. Like they don't even give you up to date. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So
okay, so Clippers, go to town. There's still money in the kitty.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I'll let them know. Okay, I'll let them know. But great news. There's still money there, so get clipping, guys. If you clip us and support us, we'll pay you. Beautiful synergy. So please take advantage of that. Like I said, please follow Market Mates. We're trying to grow that brand out. And the bigger we grow there, the more we get to give back as well. And you get to support Greedy and myself for turning up every day. And hopefully you guys would agree, giving you some pretty good analysis for free. We don't have to join a trader group. If you do want a more detailed analysis that's more on the pulse, e.g. every 15 minutes to an hour, jump in GTG. It's a great community. We've actually had quite a lot of new members join during a bear market, which is great to see. People obviously wanting to find like-minded people and looking for wins when wins are a bit harder to find. That's probably the place to do it. If Greenie, if you want to drop the you've done it. Okay, it's in there already. GTG links in there. Go and give that a follow, guys. Or go sign up for a month, see what you think. But you'll see there's people still making money in the bear, unheard of, right? It's happening. It really is happening. So come and check it out. Greenie, GTG Lite, did that launch?
Yeah, it's $5. You can join. It's really introductory level into our community. You see our success channel, which we post. Yeah, I mean, most traders make money most days, so they'll post in there too. So check it out. And then I've just released a full intermediate and a full beginner pathway for learning modules for traders. So if you want to, not even traders, investors, just people in general, if you want to improve your understanding of how price works, how to read charts rather than just looking at it and being lost, literally join GTG. Okay. The link's in the chat, but it's gtg.education if you want to learn a little bit more as well on the website. But check it out. Craig just dropped it. Craig, a last comment before we leave. I sold all my normies, so I'm out, and it's down at $66 now. So cut my losses.
I've only got one there.
I sold all for above a 2x. So I was like, yeah, happy with that.
It's nice. You'll take a 2x in this market, bro. I'll take a 2x all day.
I mean, it was like pennies. It was like $500, but hey, $500. Sick.
That's another dinner with the wife somewhere nice, dude. So
that is man. Or towards my future mortgage in about 2 weeks' time. So we'll wait and see. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging with us, guys. As always, go click follow on Market Mates on Twitter, on Kick. Make sure you click follow Craig's Coin Purse and Greenie Trades if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to us. We're live every single day. I hope you appreciate this analysis. And we cannot wait to be long into the bear market and then the future bull market with you guys. So smash a sub, smash a follow, because we're doing this every day for free. So check it out. Thanks for tuning with us, and we'll be live same time again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Craig, have a lovely Thursday.